Hello, dear friends. Here we are, 40 nights with the Promised Consoler. This is night or day 18th. Yes, and we are also here live at Kardec Radio. We have a website where you can listen it from, or our app, the app of Kardec Radio, which is also available to you. You know, Kardec Radio is 24/7. Over these years, it's been 6 years, more than 600,000 listeners, believe it or not, throughout the world, more than 80 countries around the world, and here we are. We're with you because the times have come, as Kardec says, and it's time for all of us to know more so we can rid ourselves of the things we don't know, get ready for the new experiences in life, and create new habits so we can evolve much faster. And for those who have missed, if you don't have Facebook, of course, you can watch us and follow through these unique studies that even books are yet to be published. You can listen to it at our YouTube channel, Kardec Radio. I'm just sharing here with those who have asked me to not forget that they are with us somewhere else. Okay? Let's say hi to the beautiful community we have, because as we're connected here, we're entering this constructive mental current. Cannot forget that this is the goal. The goal for us is precisely that we train ourselves to be constantly in this constructive mental current. And I'm very grateful to you, because as you join us, we potentiate this beautiful current of joy. Hello, Luciane and Tuani. How are you? Kátia. How are you, Kátia? Hello, Julija. Hello, Andrea. And Rihanna, how are you? Hello, Cissa. Hello, Danny and Erica. How are you? Valéria, how are you, Valéria? And Raquel, Angelita. Hey, Val, here you are. And Leia Severo, Raquel. Friends, welcome, welcome. We are here, and tonight we have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful text. Hello, Adilson. This is day or night 18th. We've been studying each and every day. The texts are so unique. If we rewind the tape, we're gonna learn the verbal and the non-verbal lessons of Jesus, thanks to the revelation of the illuminated spirits. When Kardec reveals to us that Spiritism is the Promised Consoler by Jesus, the reasons being that Jesus promised, he couldn't say and explain everything. We were not ready then. But he said, I will send you the Promised Consoler that will be with you till the end of times. And this is the Promised Consoler, because this is the message that brings to us a new paradigm for a new life, a new way of living, one that liberates us. With Jesus, we cut the middleman, and through his teachings, we go straight to our connection with God. The more we immerse ourselves into his invitation, the more we feel freer, and that's the pathway, my friends. You know, when we get to know of this message, we should be in awe with God. Jesus is teaching us that our goal in life is not to follow him, but to be faithful to God. You and I, no matter where we are in this world, no matter how much we share these messages, do not let people think that you are the one to be followed. No, we are not the ones. It's actually God. We follow our guide and model because He's here for that purpose, but we don't, in any possible way or means, waste our time, but to focus on God. And that's the message of today. Shall we? Shall we? The title, chapter 49, in Portuguese it says, Homens Prodígios. In English, temporarily we've titled Prodigies, because of course prodigies is only human. Okay? So, it begins with Andrew. Andrew was one of the disciples, brother of Peter. It is said that Andrew, the helpful disciple, observed the Lord in search of collaborators for the ministry of salvation. Then one day, he came to Peter's home with 3 companions that were candidates for the divine fellowship. Jesus received them with serenity and mildness, while the apostle introduced the novices with naive enthusiasm. Master, Andrew said, touching the oldest one's arm, this is Jacob, the son of Eliakim, the goat pastor, who has wonderful visions of the occult. He has seen the demons themselves scourging unclean men. When he visited Jerusalem on the last pilgrimage to the temple, he saw flames of celestial fire on the loaves of proposition. He also saw the spirits of glorious ancestors among the priests, astonishing the sublime revelations of the invisible. Before the expectation of the divine friend, Andrew, the apprentice, accentuated, highlighted. Jacob seemed to be an excellent companion for our works. Jesus, however, rested his eyes on the candidate. He made an interrogative gesture to Jacob, who sweetly, embarrassed by his silent attitude, said, "Yes, it is true. I am a seer of what's in secret, and I intend to take lessons from the new school. However, I fear the public opinion. I work at Prisco Bithynia's home, the Roman chief. I receive a significant salary. If they know that I attend to these ranks, they will probably expel me. I will lose my earnings and my family may suffer from hunger." Great silence surrounded them. Jesus remained almost impassive. His lips showed a slight smile that did not come out completely. However, Andrew was interested in placing his friends on the apostolic table, the apostolic group. So he recommended a second one, a middle-aged Jewish man who revealed in his gaze a sharp intelligence. "Lord, this is Menahem, the son of Adad, the goldsmith. He has different years from ours and is blessed by miraculous dreams. He hears voices from heaven announcing the future accurately. During sleep, he receives astonishing warnings. Through these means, he has already discovered the Jews of Pompeii Fabrina when distinguished Romans visited Caesarea. Countless are the cases where he functioned as a victorious soothsayer, like a psychic. When he passed by Jerusalem, he was called by illustrious priests who successfully tested the strange faculties. He read ancient papyrus, and he transmitted authentic messages from great deceased of the race. After a short pause, Andrew highlighted, "Master, wouldn't Menahem be a valued contributor to us?" The Christ fixed the lucid look on the man. Then Menahem explained, "Yes, I really do hear voices from heaven, and I solve in my dream various problems about which I'm consulted. I wish I could participate in the new faith, but I am bound by many commitments. I cannot come unremitting. My father-in-law, Ephraim, the merchant of perfumes, is rich and is about to rest with those who have descended to rest. I'm the heir of his great fortune, and I know that he'll be scandalized by my adherence to the renewing belief. So I must be cautious. I cannot lose the great legacy." Identifying the strangeness that it caused, he hastened to reinforce, "Even if I could be rid of such precious goods, I would have to take care of the wife and my children." New silence waited on the domestic landscape. In front of the Messiah, who did not manifest in a direct sense, the diligent fisherman introduced the third friend, "Master, here we have Moab, the son of Joshua, the cultivator. He's a prodigy in the scriptures. All the scribes look upon him enviously and spitefully, since he is known for the gift of writing with incredible ease concerning all matters of interest to the chosen people. Important men of Israel formulate to him several enigmas, referring to the law and to the prophets, and he solves them with absolute triumph. Sometimes Moab even writes in foreign languages, and some say that on him hovers the Spirit of Jehovah." The apostle was silent, and in the heavy atmosphere that had settled in the room, the miraculous scribe clarified, "Actually, I write in mysterious circumstances. A fire like light descends from the firmament on my hands, and I fill in huge scrolls with instructions and descriptions that I myself cannot understand. I propose to follow the principles of the celestial kingdom here in Galilee. However, I cannot commit myself too much. In the holy city, I am connected to a great revolutionary who promised me a high political commission as soon after assassinating the prosecutor and eliminating some influential patricians. I want to take advantage of my faculties in the restoration of our rights. I will conquer position, gold, fame, evidence. Therefore, I cannot accept very extensive duties." The stillness returned more involving. However, Andrew, the disciple of Jesus, was anxious to situate the new members in the Galilean school. So then he asked the Christ, Master, aren't you looking for associates for redeeming service? Will you admit our friends? Jesus, however, clarified with complacent serenity, No, Andrew, may our brothers proceed in peace, for now their goal is different from ours. The first stagnated in the profitable situation. The second awaits an inheritance of gold, silver, stones, and the third one remains hunting the ephemeral glory of human power. Lord, said Andrew, Peter's brother, but we must remember that one of them sees, another one hears, and the last one writes miraculously. And Jesus said, finishing the interview, yes, the world will always have human prodigies, bearers of marvelous gifts that spoil them inadvertently, without noticing. However, about them, I'm looking for those who wish to work to fulfill our Father's will. Even the paper fell. It dropped. This is probably a message we should have at hand in every Spiritist center. You know? To give to everybody who comes and says, I want to work, I want to help. Okay, read this first and then you talk. Because many people are going to say, I want to help, but not today, not tomorrow, not in a year, maybe in 2 years, after I have a baby, 2, 3, 4, 5, after I work, after I buy my house, after I've moved to a new house, after I do my grocery shopping, etc. So means never. Because we will always have anything and everything to do. The question here is, it's not Jesus admitting us. It's not the Spiritist Center admitting us. It's about if we're ready to fulfill God's will. And when we want to fulfill God's will, we follow through the orders in place. The school of Jesus had a particular order dynamics, but a main goal, which was and is fulfilling God's will. Scale 0 to 10, blinking. 0 to 10, 0 to 10, 0 to 10. 0 to 10, let us go immerse ourselves in. This is a therapeutic conversation. We need to feel the scripture. Where are we regarding fulfilling God's will? Where are we? 0. Not fulfilling at all. Not knowing even what it is. What is God's will for this? Okay, so 0. 10. Sharp, precise, to the point. I know I'm doing it. I need to focus more, blah, blah, blah. Where are we? 0 to 10. It's very important, friend. Because many people say, I want to help, want to help, want to help. But when the work comes, they're like, oh, no, I can't. Because of this and that and the other. And they give the same excuses. Family, work, career, everything. And Jesus saying, okay, that's not a problem. But in this work, we need people who have one Lord, God, who fulfill one order, God's will. Where are we? This is precisely the message, right, friends who got in? Hello, Annie Mercia. Nice to meet you. You're very welcome. Please share where you are. Patricia and Tiago, how are you, my friends? Monica, how are you, Monica and Margaret? Welcome, welcome. Prejudice, this is the title. Humberto de Campos is educating us. He was at the School of the Gospel, and he learned so much. He came and psychographed. Through Chico Xavier, he wrote these teachings. And Carol is here with us. Carol Correa is here, also connected with us. Thank you, Carol. And she's saying it's precisely the current scenario we're living in today. Exactly. It's when people... Do you think Jesus wants collaborators today? Of course. Is he still looking for collaborators, or is it already fulfilled? No positions open. Thank God there are zillions of positions open to collaborate with Jesus. And if somebody tells you, not you, because of this, that, and the other, what do? You forgive them, just like Jesus, forgiving them because they don't know what they're doing. You have a direct connection with Jesus. Don't ask me for his email because you have him. Just go to your contact list. Jesus' email is there, and all you have to do is seek for it, search for it, because it is there. You have a direct connection. You have his phone number. You have his FaceTime. You have his WhatsApp account. You can video message him. You can talk to him through Skype. Whatever means. Okay? That's the reality, my friends. You have all the possible ways to contact him. All you need is what? Be willing. Goodwill, 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 goodwill. Yes, it sounds like Christmas, but this is goodwill. Goodwill, right? On earth. Exactly. You have the direct connection. You don't need a middleman. Okay? You don't need anybody to fish for you. You can fish it yourself. And straight connection. This is the message of the spirits. We had enough of people telling us that they are the mediums, that they talk to Jesus, and we're the poor ones, the sinners, who cannot talk directly. No, you can and you should. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. Remember Emmanuel clearly stating in the preface of the book Paul and Stephen, everybody has this personal call, one-on-one with Jesus. Right, Julija? Goodwill and the will to do good. Beautifully stated. High five, Julija. Exactly. Goodwill and the will to do good. So, let's go back and pick up on these non-verbal lessons first, because we are ready to receive the guide and the model in his full holistic expression, not only the words. People got confused about Jesus because they stick with the words. We go beyond and deeper. The good spirits, they bring to us a complete Jesus, one that is unmistaken, because he is the non-verbal master as well. So, interesting enough, he's talking about having wonderful gifts, mediumistic abilities that make everybody feel in awe, the wonders. But he begins by talking about the fact that Jesus was looking for collaborators. And question for you, for me. Do you want to be his collaborator? But Vanessa, how do I know? Like everybody else. Do you think anybody woke up saying, this is the pathway I have to follow? Look at Gandhi. He was a lawyer. He suffered prejudice. He was thrown out of a train. Did he know from the get-go that the next step? No. Did Chico Xavier know that he was going to do what he did? No. Did Divaldo Franco know from the get-go? No. So if you are waiting for somebody to tell you or I, Vanessa, there's a beautiful mission. Mentor Joseph never said that to me. Thank you very much, Mentor Joseph. Thank you. Because I wouldn't want to know either. He doesn't tell me. No. Because that's not how it happens. The good spirits, they encourage us to make good choices. They say, go. Help that person. They don't say, because, da-da-da-da-da. Tomorrow we're going to do this. They just say, next, next, next. For everyone. No spirit, if you're waiting for somebody, a voice to tell you, you were going to be the most fantastic medium of this, and you're going to open this, that, and the other. The good voices never say that. They just encourage us to healthy, good choices that will benefit the general good for the sake of all of us. They never promise anything, and they never tell us of great plans. No. Oh, you're going to be a great this. Never. If we hear that voice is not of the good spirits. How do we know? Read the Medium's book by Allan Kardec, and you have read. If you read it again, we'll confirm it. Now, because Andrew is a good disciple, he's very helpful, he wanna help Jesus hire, let's say hire, quote unquote, collaborators. So he brings 3 collaborators, and Jesus, he knew everybody in advance, but yet we have the blessedness to know how Jesus received the men that were brought to his attention as potential candidates. Jesus received them with serenity, mildness. People come and they are anxious, right? Like Andrew. I want to help. I want to do this. I want to do that. How should we behave? Like the Master. Serene. Mild. Yeah. You don't need to be on the defense. Don't worry. You see the new proposal by Jesus? Very serene. Very straightforward. Mild. And Andrew was enthusiastic, but very naive. He didn't know. He was learning, like we're learning. We come and say, I want to do this. I'm bringing this friend and that friend. And, okay, listen. So Jesus is saying, if you are in the position of coordinating the efforts, listen, be serene, mild. Allow the person to be whatever they want. And then we have the first case of Jacob. And Jacob had mediumistic abilities. He was a clairvoyant, in our spiritist words. And he said yes. But Jesus, he was silent. He just nodded. And Jacob confirmed, yes, I see things. Silence. Jesus made no expression. He was impassive. Observe the non-verbal language. Is it because he is insensitive? No. He is the expression of understanding. But he's teaching us a lesson. People are entitled to whatever they feel. They want to be enthusiastic? Fine. They want to be this and that? Fine. We don't have to react. We see people smiling and we're like, oh man, I have to smile. Oh no, I can't be smiling now because the person is upset. How often people were upset and angry and Jesus smiled to them. Not sarcastically though, but he smiled. This is the balance of emotional management. Jesus is the master. No emotional contagion. Andrew is enthusiastic. The other man is very thinking he's the best. And Jesus is impassive. He showed a slight smile. Slight. But did not come out completely. I love the descriptions by Umberto de Campos, Brother X, because he's so precise. Can you imagine how he put these reports together? There in the schools of the gospel, with their fantastic equipment, rewinding the tape of passages that were never told in the Bible, never ever. And now through the mercy of God, we're allowed to have access to those passages. And his critical and clinical eyes are learning the non-verbal lessons of Jesus. Can you imagine the curriculum of the school of the gospel as per the mentioning of Umberto de Campos in the preface of the book Good News? Imagine the curriculum as a faculty. I love to put together curricula, and then I visualize what kind of subjects were they studying, the disciplines, the lessons, the exercises. It's real. Certainly, we can come to a conclusion. Somebody taught Umberto de Campos to read these non-verbal lessons of Jesus. Somebody did. As a neuroscientist, I tell you, Spiritism is always ahead, because it's only very recent, like 2007 and onwards, that neuroscience created this subfield officially, neuroscience of emotional body language. It's very new. Behavioral sciences have always studied behaviors, but the combination of how much this non-verbal emotional expression impacts our physiology, etc., or is triggered by it, is completely new. Now imagine Umberto de Campos. He is training us now to see what he learned to see. He learned not to listen only to Jesus' teachings, but to absorb his way of being through his emotional body language. Friends, we need a model to shape up and sculpt our brain and our behavior consequently. Who is your model? Spider-Man? I'm joking. I'm just joking. I saw a child the other day showing me Spider-Man with that feeling like Spider-Man. But who is for you the model? Michael Jackson, Moana, Queen Elsa from Frozen, a soccer player, a football player, a celebrity from Hollywood, president from a nation, a spiritual leader. Who is your model? You need to define it. If you want to know how to sculpt it better, you need to aim at something to achieve it. Can we put together our central desire with a model? Jesus. Jesus is the guiding model that God has granted us. But yet, people think the bar is too high and it's too difficult. But he came here for this. He came here for this, to guide us. Do you accept his guidance? You know, in the Orthodox churches or even the evangelical churches, the Christian churches, when they say, do you accept Jesus as a Savior? They don't know, but what they really mean is, do you accept him as the one that is guiding your life? Because we need tangible, visible models. Right, Jacob? God is the model for sure. And Jesus is the expression of this divine model. Hello, Rosalinda. Rosa. Hello. So, Jesus didn't say anything. Silence, smiled. And then angel was anxious. And he said, now this one, Menahem, is very smart. He is a seer. He hears strange faculties, excuse me. And angel asks, wouldn't he be a value contributor to us? And Jesus, what did he do? He reacted, he responded. Listen to this non-verbal proposal. Everybody's talking, he's listening. Everybody's anxious to listen to him, and he's listening. He's smiling a little bit. He fixed his lucid look on the man who was introduced to him. What is this lucidity through Jesus' eyes? He's saying, I know you, Menahem. But go ahead. I know you. But he didn't say it with words. He knows what's going on. People cannot fool him. And then Menahem's like, I hear voices. I saw dreams, blah, blah, blah. But, they're always saying, but I cannot commit. New silence. Jesus did not manifest in a direct way. Jesus didn't do anything. He allowed the third one, Moab, to be introduced. He writes beautiful passages like a writing medium. And then, again, silence. Andrew was anxious. So he said, will you admit them? Aren't they fantastic? Don't they have wonderful gifts? And then Jesus clarified with complacent serenity. Complacent serenity. Humberto de Campos, by learning in the school of the Gospels, very likely one of the subjects was to learn the non-verbal lessons of Jesus, which are ever more powerful, because science on earth already proves to us that more than 70% of what we learn emotionally from others goes through the nonverbal language. So if you want people to feel you love them by saying it, you won't get there. By feeling it, by expressing through the pores of your body, more than words. More than words, right? More than words. They're gonna feel it. Jesus knew it. He was the complete holistic master. Not a master of words, but such a virtuous master that he exhaled in every body language the precise message he wanted to be imprinted. And when we read it, we are learning from him. Oh, but I wish Jesus were here. But he is here. Your brain, my brain, does not distinguish what we call real from the imagined. This non-local reality, which is the imagined, is the same. Meaning, right now, Jesus is in front of us. Neuroscientifically, the stimulus is in front of us. Through Spiritism, Jesus comes back as the promised consoler to teach us what he couldn't have taught before. And one of the main things, the non-verbal lessons. Hello, Rita Di Cassia. That's why you and I need a model. We need to verify, do I already accept him as a guide and model? Because he doesn't blah, 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 blah. He walks with you serenely. But listen to this, friends. He is serene, but look what he's saying. No, Andrew. And I'm laughing because usually people think the people who are serene, they're always going to say yes. Big mistake. Jesus is the expression of truth. And truth is love and justice and charity together. So he's saying, Andrew, no. Like a mother to a child. The child say, can I do this? Can my friend come here and play with me today? No. Not today, Virginia. Serenely, lovingly, but no. We don't have to say no like bluntly, like no. Jesus didn't say that, but he said no. You see how he's modeling something we have never accepted consciously? We are always conflicted about saying no. Why? Because we haven't learned how to say no in a serene way. But now Jesus is teaching us. You'll never be conflicted again. It's not about what we say, but how we say it. We're learning with Jesus. So next time somebody says, oh, can we eat this now? I'm not feeling hungry right now. But go ahead, eat it. Like Jesus, in one of his trips, before he met the woman of the well in Samaria, the Samaritan woman, he said, no, go ahead. But he said no. He's telling Andrew, no. may our brothers proceed in peace. He's saying no. For now, their goal is different from ours. They are stagnated in the passing things of this life. Even the most sublime mission, which is of parents, we can never forget of the universal family. I know it is hard to take care of children, not because of them, but because of the pace of life. But if I forget about the universal family, I'll never find peace. To be a good mom and to teach to my child from an early age, since the womb, that the world is as important as this child. I cannot